Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel techCodio. My name is Bharat Kumar. Recently we completed exception handling in Python. In this video we are going to begin Lambda functions in Python. So guys, I'm requesting you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and give me some support. So now let's begin the lecture. So guys, it is part 8 Lambda functions in Python. So now let's see the agenda what we have today. Firstly, I'm going to discuss what is Lambda function, and then we will try to discuss the difference between Lambda function and normal function, and then I will give you code examples for Lambda function, and finally we will see the advantages of Lambda function. Right? I hope the agenda is clear. Now let's see what is Lambda function. A Lambda function in programming is an anonymous function that is defined using Lambda keyword. Right? It allows you to create a small one-line function without needing to define a formal function using the def keyword. Right? So basically what I am going to explain means, in order to create Lambda functions we need to use Lambda keyword, but in order to create formal function we need to use def keyword. When we want to create Lambda function we need to use this keyword, but when we want to create formal function we need to use def keyword. Keep this in mind for a while. Now let's see the syntax for Lambda function. Firstly, we need to define the Lambda keyword, and then here we need to pass arguments and then expression. Right? Now let's create Lambda function. Here give Lambda, then pass arguments. X and Y are the arguments, and one colon expression. Here I'm going to write expression is x plus y. Now I want to store this Lambda function in tuple. Yeah, you can see the function is created. Now here I want to pass 1 and 2. You can see we got this output 3. Like that I want to do the same thing in different manner. Just copy this one, paste here. Now for the variable a I am giving 1 comma 2. You can see I got the same output. Now let's see the type of a, what we are going to get. You can see we are getting, it's a function, right? It's a function because Lambda function is known as anonymous function. It doesn't have any name. You can see here we define Lambda name, arguments and expression, but we did not give any name to this function, but we stored this function in a variable, or else we can do directly also like this. Right? It is a Lambda function concept. So guys, now let's see the difference between normal function and Lambda function. For the function it is defined using the def keyword, but the Lambda function is defined using the Lambda keyword. It is one difference, you need to note this point. And second one, normal function can have any number of arguments, but in the Lambda function typically used for small one-line operation. You can see here we are doing only one-line operation. It can be used for only small one-line operation, but in the normal function we can have any number of arguments. Right? Third point is, can contain multiple expressions and statements, but in the Lambda function can only have single expression. You can see we have only one single expression. Right? But in the normal function we can have multiple expressions and statements. The fourth one is, must have a name, but in the Lambda function it does not have any name. It's an anonymous function. And the fifth one is, accessible anywhere in the code using its name. When we create normal function it can be accessible anywhere in our code. So guys, if you want to know more about functions, I made a full video on functions. Watch this video to get a full control over the functions. I'll leave a link in the I button, so kindly go and check it out. In the Lambda function you can see often used for short operations like within higher order functions. I just want to explain these two difference with the code example. Here I want to create one function. Here give def keyword, and then my function name is the square. Here pass x. I just want to return x power 2. Now we need to call our function. Pass here 2. You can see 2 square is 4. Pass here 3. It is 9. Like that you can see in the function we have 3 lines of code. But with the Lambda function I can make it to 1 line. You can see Lambda x. Here I just want to give x power 2 and pass here 2. You can see I got 4. Here I want to pass 3. You can see I got 9. It is a difference between lambda function and normal function. Let me explain these 5 points clearly. For this function I used def keyword. For this function I used lambda keyword. Right? You can have any number of arguments. Here we have one number of argument. I can give another number of argument also. What I can give? Here also I just want to print. Now you can see I'm getting 2 outputs. That means we can add any number of arguments. But here we can add only one argument. I just want to give 2. We are getting this error. Right? One expression only. You can see here typically used for small one-line operations. Third one can contain multiple expressions and statements. You can see we have multiple expressions and statements. Here we have only single expression. I just want to give another expression. You can see we are getting this error, right? Can only have a single expression, right? Now it must have a name. You can see for this we have name. With this name only we are calling this. Does not have any name. You can see it does not have any name. And the fifth one is can accessible anywhere in the code using its name. You can see I just want to call this function name here. Yeah, we got this output, right? It can be accessible anywhere in this notebook. You can see for this one often used for short-term operations like within higher order functions. It is only used for short-term operations. Data analysis with Python we use this function more, right? In future videos I will try to bring data analysis concepts also. Now let's see the example for lambda functions. Here I want to use minus symbol in the lambda function. A equal to lambda x comma y colon x minus y. For the variable a just pass 5 comma 2. You can see I got 3. 2 comma 5. We got minus 3. It is minus. Like that I want to use this symbol. With this symbol I just want to print only even numbers. E equal to lambda x colon x percentile 2 equal to 0. Then only I want to get it is a even number. You can see it is giving true because it is even number. When I pass 3 it is giving false. It is odd number. Like that with the same symbol I just want to get only odd numbers. Now O equal to lambda x colon x percentile 2 not equal to 0. Then I want to pass 3. You can see it is giving 3. When I pass 4 it is giving false. Only 2 lines of code we are getting it is odd number or even number. Like that I want to give default parameters also. D equal to lambda x comma y. Here for the y I just want to give the default value. It is 20. Now I want to add this 2. For the d I am passing only x value. For the x I give 10. You can see I got 30. Because for the y we set default value equal to 20. I don't want default value. I want to give 40. You can see we are getting 50. Like that you can add default values also, right? So guys, here I want to pass keyword argument with this symbol. I explained this complete concept in my functions video, so kindly go and watch it out. Here I'm going to give only example, not the explanation. K equal to lambda and x. Now I want to sum all the x values. Here you can see I'm passing some values. You can see we are getting the sum of all these values. With this symbol we are creating keyword argument. So when we create keyword argument we can pass so many number of inputs to the function, and with this sum function I'm adding all the arguments that I've given to this function. Suppose if I remove this symbol, you can see we'll get error. It is a use of keyword argument. These are some examples for Lambda function. Now let's discuss advantages of Lambda functions. Number one, we have concise. Lambda function allow you to write shorter and more compact code. With the help of Lambda function, we wrote only 2 lines of code to get this output. But in the function, we need to write 4 to 5 lines of code. The second one is readability. For simple operations, Lambda functions can make code more readable by keeping the operation close to where it's used. It is very flexible and very easy to read this code. And the third one is no need for naming. You don't need to come up with a name for a Lambda function, which can be useful for short-lived operations. We don't need to give any name for this Lambda function. We can directly make use of them. And the fourth one is functional programming. Lambda functions are often used in functional programming paradigms, especially when working with higher order functions like map, filter and reduce. We are going to use Lambda functions only. In the next video, I am going to explain map, filter and reduce functions in Python. So kindly wait for that video also. So guys, we are done with the Lambda functions, and also I explained the difference between Lambda function and normal function, and also we saw some code examples for Lambda function, and we saw the advantages of Lambda function. So finally, subscribe to my YouTube channel and give me some support. Bye for now. See you in the next video.